Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to make this one short and quick. I actually made a video a minute ago, realised that there was no sound on it, so I'm just going to summarise what I've just been talking essentially to my shadow about, which is, long story short, I mean, traditional markets are down, and Bitcoin was already down before that, and now it's just exacerbated the situation. So there's a lot of theories as to why this is happening as a greater scheme of things. You know, traditional markets, oil's down, some commodities are down, gold's sort of, I suppose, correcting, and Bitcoin it's all tied together. But at the same time, they all have their own charts. Okay, so at the moment, the traditional markets like the Nasdaq and the S&P, they are coming on their first level of support now. So there is a chance that they will actually bounce from here, despite having really big drops already these last couple of days. So there's a good chance that they will bounce here. Now, you know, in the next few hours, those markets will be closed for the weekend. So it will allow cryptocurrency to kind of do what it wants to do. Will it continue with this downtrend over the weekend, or will it actually find a bit of relief and gain in value? I'm thinking the latter is more likely. I think because in the absence of the traditional markets, crypto gets 2 days to basically do its own thing. There's going to be a lot of opportunity to buy this blood, which is basically what I'm doing on some of these coins. It's pretty risky, but I'm still doing it. Buying some blood. All right, I'm not going long or short at the moment. It's too risky, but I am going to buy some blood. There's some of these coins are on discount. Even Bitcoin, you could argue, is on discount, but some of these coins are on discount. And the one I'll just let you know, because I'm not going to do much or any TA on it really, is SXP. SXP is currently on discount. So we're looking at it on the 4-hourly chart here. So we're wanting to break above this. It's not even the center of the Bollinger Band. It's way over here. We're wanting to break above this 10 exponential moving average. We're bumping our head. We're going to get across soon. I think we're going to start to move. Now, if we do crumble down from here, then obviously this will get hurt. But I think over the next few weeks or months, I think this one's going to launch big time. I don't see a problem with this. We do have a death cross coming in, by the way, so you know, maybe I'll wait till tomorrow. I'll wait till the end of today to see if there's any more downside to be played out. But I think this one is on sale, and I'd be quite happy to pick that up anywhere beneath $2, maybe even at this level, to be honest with you, because the way I'm seeing it, I think it's going to reach an all-time high over the next month or so. That said, though, I'm generally quite bearish in the short term on cryptocurrency. So, you know, and you know, whether I want to add something to my holdings or not, that's my business. It's not exactly a trade. I said on this channel ages ago that SXP is like a long-term hodl, and I picked that up. So I'm still technically in profit quite dramatically from where I bought it from, but you know, I actually fundamentally I think it's got quite a way to go on this one. Anyway, let's move on to the meat of the matter. So we're being rejected here on this rejection resistance area. 10,500 should have been support. It's actually just been a resistance. It didn't offer any support to us whatsoever, just has decided to become resistance. So if we have a green day tomorrow, which we might do, because look, we're outside of the Bollinger Band. Normally you would see candles getting sucked back up into a Bollinger Band, but you know, these last 2 days, you know, almost like a 48-hour period, well, it wouldn't be that, it'd be about a 36-hour period, we've been outside of a daily Bollinger Band. We're just not coming back into it. We generally do come back into it, so I imagine we will come back into it. So you'll work out where we're going to get rejected from there. So if we break above 10,500, we might have a relief rally. It's probably going to get rejected at the first opportunity. So whether that's this green itchy cloud or the 50 exponential moving average, more or less around 11,000 flat. So that's basically where I'm seeing Bitcoin going. Now, we got rejected at this trend line here, this descending trend line that we've been in, this uptrend of trend line, should I say, which was rejection, support, rejection, support, rejection, support, rejection, rejection, all the way back to 2017. And if you see this one, this is where we had our consolidation trend line. So rejection here, and rejection here, and then when we finally broke above it, we launched. You can see here exactly massive big launch pad from here, and we'll have a look at XRP in a minute, because that did exactly the same thing. It's just it did it 3 months before Bitcoin, so it's something that we expected to see, something we were waiting for, something we could trade for. Now remember when this happened, I said what I wouldn't mind seeing is if we came back down to test that, just to prove that this wasn't a fake out, and that trend line is still relevant, but it's now support, and actually we're outside of the consolidation, because all of this prior to that, all of this that's beneath that descending trend line is consolidation from 2017, 2018, from the parabolic top. We've been consolidating ever since there, and breaking out of here showed us that the consolidation phase is officially over, you know, technically. But if this ends up being a fake out and we come back down beneath it, then it opens up a can of worms, and then we've really got to work out what's actually going on with it. Now, if there's a financial collapse, that would happen. Can we write that off as, you know, something that the chart, we don't need to worry about that on the chart? It will, you know, we can't write it off. But as far as this is concerned right now, I wouldn't mind seeing it come down to test that and bounce from it. So that at the moment is roughly around about 9,500. So the CME gap is where that is, basically. The CME gap's just a little bit above there, and it's actually, you know, between this trend line and the 200 exponential moving average is the CME gap. Both of these should offer support, and also that CME gap is a place in people's minds where they're thinking, oh, let's just buy it here. There's almost certainly going to be a bounce from there, and I would probably agree there should be a bounce from there technically, because you've got two levels of support there, really strong super supports, and you've also got that CME gap to be filled. So if we do come down any further, that would be a nice bounce. That will be everything will find a relief from there, even if it's just temporary. There are many other CME gaps that are way beneath us, though. I should let you know. There's even one down at 3,500. So, you know, if you're dogmatic about these CME gaps, then put your money where your mouth is and get yourself a buy order down there. How dare you? Never mind. Let's move on to XRP, and we'll just be very brief on this. So basically, we're looking at a 4-hourly chart, similar to all of these 4-hourly charts, being rejected from the 10 exponential moving average, and actually it's not looking too good. We're diverging, going, I suppose, bullish. If we come down here, we can see that the money flow index actually peaked right out into the oversold territory, so decent area, I suppose, to go long. But at the moment, it still looks like it wants to go down. Now, bear in mind what I said about moving into the weekend, you know, bullish relief rallies, because they're in the absence of the traditional markets, they're not around, so crypto could do its own thing. So if that is the case, then we'll be looking for XRP to try and do its own thing. Unfortunately, however, we now have a death cross on the 4-hourly here. Not a good sign, which means that I would expect if we did make a relief rally, we'll be coming up to around 27, and at best wherever the green 50 exponential moving average is. So we're talking roughly around 27 cent. That's where I'm thinking that we'll be rejected from. Looks like bearishness is probably going to continue until the traditional markets decide what they want to do, if they decide that they're going to give up or not. Now, personally, I'm still a little hesitant to get on either side of this right now, because of the traditional market situation and because of the price of the dollar increasing as well. It's making me hold off. Now, I've sold almost everything that I have. I only hold about 25% of what I would normally have. So I'm pretty much flat across the board now, only holding on to a few things, almost as a hedge, really, just in case something does go up and it does reverse. But generally speaking, I'm not looking at any of these charts in any real bullish way. I do see the bearish scenario at the moment, but at first glance it could just be profit taking and a minor correction, even though it's been relatively large, 10% or more, a lot more than that if you're involved in some of these alts. So let's not get too hasty, but as these charts are now forming death crosses, and does Bitcoin actually have a death cross on the 4-hour? Let's have a look at that. It might do. Oh, yes, it does. So Bitcoin's now got a death cross. I imagine all altcoins have death crosses. So cryptocurrency has a death cross on the 4-hourly. So things aren't looking great. So I think that CME gap is almost certainly going to get filled now, and maybe we'll have continuation down further than that. The only thing I'm concerned is if we break down beneath that trend line here, it invalidates that consolidation, causes this to be a fake out. And if we go to XRP, we can see that kind of did happen to us, because we broke out of it before March. We broke out, had a big move, came back down, kind of tried to stay above it, and then the March collapse took place. Not really its fault, but these things can happen. Alright, so this meant something, you see. We broke out of here and we launched. It didn't do that for no reason. It did it because there was a trend line there, and it did it because of that reason, and it couldn't take it. Now, I know you're all going to say XRP this, XRP that, what a lot of rubbish, and fair enough, you can say that, and I would kind of agree with you to an extent. But these things mean things. You know, XRP had this pattern and it broke down from it, and it broke down dramatically with the help of, you know, that virus. Now, from top to bottom, that lost 70% in value. Now, Bitcoin doesn't, and it isn't very likely to do that, but it could. And all I'm saying is, yes, these trend lines mean things. We got to pump out this trend line. It meant something, but did it hold? No, it didn't. It didn't hold, and in actual fact, we lost 70% of our value after that trend line broke. So just because we've broken out of this trend line here, doesn't mean that we can't retrace. And I'm not saying we're going to retrace 70%, but if we did do that, how far would that bring us down? It would bring us down to our March lows almost exactly. Oh, that's a scary coincidence, I'm sure, but it's definitely one worth thinking about. You know, there is a CME gap down there, and it might get filled. Alright, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there. I hope I don't give you nightmares, and if I do, you can join my Telegram chat and have a chat with me and tell me how bad it was, and I'll see if I can make you feel better. Thank you for watching. Take it easy.